Today we're gonna cook Russian style fish cakes. Russian style, I guess, because they are you add onions to them and some mayonnaise. So what we're gonna need for this very simple recipe is mayonnaise, salt, some spices, sweet onion or just regular onion, and breadcrumbs. And of course, we'll need some fish. This is the fish that I caught myself. I believe this is big mouth bass. Not sure because it has a big mouth. Maybe this one is smallmouth bass because it has smaller mouth. I have no clue. Okay, so the first step. Well, this recipe works for pretty much any fish, any saltwater or sweetwater fish that you catch. You can cook using this recipe, and the recipe is optimized for speed. So it will include some steps that allow you to quickly remove the bones. And in the end, we'll have very nice looking Russian style fish cakes. So the first step, the bloodiest one, unfortunately, is filleting the fish. So if you have anybody sensitive, take them away from your TV set. So we take fish, we take very sharp knife, and using my limited skills in filleting, this is not a filleting knife. This is just a regular knife, but it will do. So that it doesn't slip out of my hand, I'm going to grab some paper towels. All right, this better work. So I'm taking the knife and holding my fish. I'm making a cut, basically just above the gills, with a little bit of angle towards the top of the head. And I'm cutting until I hit the spine. Okay. Then once it's done, I'm putting my knife in, and very carefully, without cutting myself, I'm cutting along the spine. And then the whole idea is once you pass the I don't even know what this organ is called, but once you pass approximately this place, you cut through, and you continue doing this while kind of moving it along the spine. And then you release a little bit of meat from the ribs, as much as you can, or as much as you have patience for. And then once you don't have any patience, you do something like this. Okay, so this is one side of fillet. Not a lot. We have small fish, but I think it will be enough for very tasty fish cutlets. And then you do this moment, right? We remove the ultimate fillet. Okay, so here it is. We've lost some protein here, but there's not much protein to begin with. And we have a pretty clean cut fish fillet. Okay, this goes into the jar. Okay, and then the other side, absolutely the same way. Hold it with the, cut it until you hit the spine. Then insert. You need to be very sharp, the knife, and again, pushing it against the spine, you cut it along the, pushing it against the spine and the bones, you cut along, puncture. Okay, I think I've screwed it up already a little bit. You puncture through somewhere here, go all the way until almost the end, then clean it up a little bit here, try to remove the bones from the ribs, and when you feel that your patience is running out, you just do something like this, right? Okay, and you remove the other side of fillet. Well, as you can see, I barely have much practice, but even a person with average abilities can do this maybe in like a couple of minutes per fish. Okay, so I'm going to pause my filming here, and I'm going to come back to you when we filleted all of the remaining fish. Okay, let's continue. So first of all, I forgot something else we need for this recipe is eggs. I'm probably gonna use 3 eggs for this fish cakes, Russian fish cakes. So we now filleted our fish, not a lot, but enough for 2 people to have a nice dinner. And as I said, I mean, this recipe is designed to work with any fish, no matter how bony it is. So that's why before doing anything with this fish, we're going to steam it so that it's easier to extract the bones. So what I'm gonna do, put just a little bit of water at the bottom of the pot, and very carefully, so that we don't splash ourselves, throw the fish in and let it boil for no more than 20 minutes. I tend to think that even 10 minutes is enough. So let them boil on a pretty low heat for, let's do like 10 minutes, and we'll come back after 10. So after we steam the fish for 10 minutes or so, we're going to strain it. And all of the protein that we have left is going to dump into this flat glass container. Okay. Then bring it back to the table. And remember, this recipe works for extremely bony fish. We actually caught, not sure if you've heard, there's a fish called ladyfish, and we caught tons of it in Gulf of Mexico, or Gulf of America now. And it was so bony. I mean, fishers usually discard it. They don't take ladyfish home. But with this wonderful method, I was able to completely debone it. So basically, you take a fork and you mush it. And I mean, the thing is, we deal with bass, right? And bass has next to no bones, okay? But if you have a bony fish, you will actually see the bones sticking out, and you should be able to, like I'm doing now. You see, it's hard to see, but when I take off my glasses, they become very visible. So you're just picking them all up, and I know it's not exactly a fun part of this recipe, but this allows you to cook any fish and pretty much get rid of all of the bones. It might easily take 30 minutes. Consider it like meditation. But just keep mushing it with fork, keep turning it around, keep looking for bones. Like this one is a big one. And after a while, you recognize there's no bones left. Okay? So back to you in 20 minutes. Okay, 20 minutes later, after turning it with fork and pulling out the bones, I think I have all the bones out. And granted, this is bass. Bass doesn't have too many bones to begin with. This is really all I was able to pull out, not a lot. But with our more bony fish, like I was processing sucker some time ago, you will end up with a small pile of bones. So the next step is basically turn it into nice cakes. And I wanted to say something about this method as well. Like, children are usually grossed out by anything that has to do with fish, like blood, scales, and God knows what. But when you turn it into cakes, you kind of sterilize the fish. It looks like almost a burger, right? You sterilize the appearance, and children are much more likely to eat it. Like I gave some of my fish cakes to our neighbor, and he was surprised that his children actually liked it. So one more reason to cook the fish this way is to turn it into something that is palatable to your children. Okay, so now this fish meat goes into the bowl. Oh, more of this, because it's not a fat fish. It's bass, pretty dry, so we need to add quite a lot of mayo. Any Russian recipe has mayo in it. Okay, if there's no mayo, that's not Russian. I'm gonna put, let's do 3 eggs. 1, 2, and 3, and some salt, just without measuring in any particular way, and then some Italian style seasoning, okay? Ta-da. Not too much. And then obviously, because it's Russian fish cakes, quite a lot of onions. So those are sweet onions, and we're gonna cut them in a pretty small pieces. So I'm gonna start and then I'll come back later. Pretty small pieces. So even though it's sweet onion, presumably, it still made me cry. And there's no limit to the onions you can use in Russian kitchen. So I've cut like half of huge onion, and we mixing it all in. That spoon that I used to take the mayo, just mix it up. It should be like viscosity of the burger, and if it becomes too wet, so to say, that's why we had this thing, breadcrumbs. Adding bread to pretty much any fish cake and any cutlet or anything is a Russian thing as well. And my mom used to take, I think like white bread, soak it in milk, and then add it to her cutlets or whatever it's called. I'll just use the breadcrumbs, work just as well. So you see, it kind of may be a little bit too wet to turn into fish cutlets. So I'm going to add the breadcrumbs quite liberally. And it will actually make them kind of airier and less heavy, believe it or not. Okay? Keep mixing, keep mixing, keep mixing. Some people put some onions in, sorry, some garlic in as well. I didn't this time. Maybe a little bit more. I'm not sure if we need some more salt. Never hurts. Maybe some of the, no? Okay, a little bit more. Doesn't hurt either. And then keep mixing, keep mixing, keep mixing. And now the final step, turning it into cakes. That step is very simple. So I've cleaned this table ahead of time. So I'm gonna take the way. And the final step is actually turning them into fish cakes. Okay. So this is a table that I cleaned ahead of this video. So we put some of the same breadcrumbs. Maybe we could have done it on a plate as well, but I don't know. For some reason I like it more. And yeah, let's see what we can do here. I'm just going to fry around. And some smaller cakes today. Some small fish cakes. Bam, 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 bam. Bam. Okay. The first one doesn't look good, but will improve as we progress. Okay. I don't know what's wrong with it, but it kind of falls apart on me. Okay, good enough. The first one is ready. Okay. And then we'll take again I guess the trick is to compress it a little bit before forming it. Okay, I think that's the trick. Compress it a little bit and then shape it, put it into breadcrumbs. Done. Etc. etc. Okay, I'll come back when it's time to put them on a pan. Okay, the Russian fish cakes are ready. I'm going to fry them on the pan, some of them, and I'm going to refrigerate the rest. Actually, after they sat in the fridge for a while, for maybe a few hours, they become firmer and they will be less likely to fall apart. So I guess I'm going to refrigerate this 5 and I'm going to cook this 4. Well, yes, they're half heat and some oil, and I don't know, maybe 5 minutes on each side, maybe 7 or 8 minutes on each side until they become crispy. And obviously the onions need to cook as well. Make sure they give them a good taste. So yeah, that's it. I'll show you what they look like once they're cooked. Okay, so here's the final product. It looks pretty good. I'm serving it with another favorite of mine, dandelion salad. Maybe that's some material for another video. But this Russian fish cakes, let us try them, okay? They cook through pretty well. Let me try. Oh, hot. Mmm. Mmm. Pretty good. And the best of it, the best of all, your children will like it. They will not be grossed out. This is definitely something worth trying to cook. Again, Russian fish cakes. Thank you very much for watching. Come for the next video where I'll probably cook dandelion salad.